Namaste, yogis. Welcome, day 4 of our 8-day spring cleaning series. And today we're going to be clearing out and cleaning the mind. Let's get to our mat. All right, yogis, let's start with a nice wide stance. The feet are going to be as wide as the hands are. So if you extend your arms and let your fingertips drop, it should be somewhere around the ankles, that direction. So it's nice and wide. We're going to roll the heels out so the outsides of the feet are parallel to the short ends of the mat. And then we're going to take the thumbs towards the lower back as we squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart, lift the chin, lift the chest. We're going to give ourselves a couple deep full breaths here as you find the length of the spine. Now, one of the things that we can do to help clear out the mind is to do a few inversions, and that's what we're going to be doing today. Is we're going to try to get the head below the heart in a couple different asanas and get some nice fresh oxygen blood to the brain. So with this nice long spine, let's draw the chin towards the chest. Draw the hips back a little bit. We're going to slide the hands down the legs. And we're going to ease ourselves into this inversion. Now, the first step would be dropping the arms down. If you can't get to the floor, you just bend the knees a little bit so you can get the hands down. Once you get your hands down, again, knees bent or straight, tuck the chin as if the crown of the head is coming towards the floor. And then we're just going to move a little bit. We're going to bend the right knee and then bend the left knee. So the hips are going to shift a little bit from side to side. And we're going to give ourselves a couple deep, full breaths. And let's take the hands to the opposite elbow. So the forearms are dropping down. We're going to tuck the chin more and let those shoulders soften, the upper back soften. Getting a little bit more blood to the brain and allowing the shoulders, upper back to relax a bit. Release your arms. Walk the hands towards the right foot, nose towards the right knee. Inhale, hands back to center. Walk the hands to the left. Draw the nose towards the left knee. Inhale back to center. And then we're going to rotate our right toes towards the front of the mat. We're going to walk the hands so they're on the inside of the right foot, and we'll swivel that back foot just a little bit. We're going to plant our right hand down. We're going to twist and open and reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. So we're going to start to feel a little bit in the lower back, maybe in that right hip. As we press down through that right hand, we're going to lengthen and stretch through that left arm. One more deep full breath. And then we're going to look down to the right hand. We're going to bring the left hand down. We're going to walk both hands on the outside of the right foot, and we're going to roll on the left toes. The nose comes towards the right knee. The weight comes to the right foot. And we're going to lean a little bit forward, and we're going to come onto our left toes, and we're going to take our left foot up off the ground. So now we're going to be in standing splits. Now, one of the things that also can help focus the mind is balance. So we're going to do a little bit of balance here. We're going to get a little bit lighter on the fingers. We're going to start to lift the hands off the ground. We're coming to airplane. So the arms extend out nice and wide. We'll lift the heart, chin, and chest. And then bend the left knee, and with the left hand, reach back for that left foot, ankle or shin, and then extend your right arm out in front of you. So now we're in dancer pose. Right leg is strong. And then inhale, come on up. Take that left knee and stack it on top of the right knee. And then take your right arm underneath your left arm. Right hand grabs left wrist or palm, so eagle arms. All right, elbows are up. Tuck the tailbone. Now we're going to just unwind everything, and we're going to go back in reverse. So we're going to unwind, come back to dancer pose, into airplane, into standing splits. So hands down, nose towards knee, and then lower that left foot all the way down. Take the hands inside the right leg, swivel your back foot, twist and open, reach your left arm up. Bend and straighten that right knee, get a sense of that right hamstring. Left hand comes down, walk it towards the middle of your mat. Rotate the feet so the outsides of the feet are parallel. Short ends of the mat. Tuck the chin. Shake the head. And if you haven't guessed it already, we're going to do the same thing other side. So we're going to rotate the left toes towards that front or back of the mat. You're going to walk the hands so they're on the inside of the left foot. And then the right foot kind of swivels down. Left hand roots down, twist and open. Right arm reaches up. You can roll that right wrist, wiggle the fingers, and we're going to get a little bit lighter on the left hand to engage the legs a bit. One more deep, full breath. And then let's take that right hand down. We're going to take the left hand on the outside of the left foot. We're going to roll into the right toes. And then the nose comes towards the left knee. The weight comes towards the left foot. Come onto your right toes. And very gracefully come off that back foot. Standing splits other side. And get a little lighter on the fingers. And then you're going to kind of stand up. So none of this stuff's really fast. We're going to extend our arms nice and wide, airplane. It's all about allowing that mind to be present. And we're going to come into dancer, so bend the right knee. Right hand comes back, left arm extends out in front of us. And you're going to press the foot into the hand and lift that thigh. And then we're going to come into eagle pose. We're going to let it all go. Right knee comes on top of left knee. Squeeze the ankles together. You may be able to get that right foot around the ankle. I can't. Left arm underneath right arm. Left hand grabs right wrist or palm. And then we sink into our chair and we tuck the tailbone. And then we're breathing space into the upper back. So elbows are up. Shoulders are down. Hands away from face. And then we're going to unwind it all. So unwind to dancer pose. Right knee bends, right hand reaches back, extend. Into airplane, arms open up. Into standing split. So hands come towards the floor, nose comes towards the knee. And then gracefully step your right foot back, stay on the right toes. Left hand inside left foot. Swivel your back foot. Twist and open right arm reaches up. This is a variation of extended side angle. And you can bend and straighten that left knee. Get a sense of that left hamstring. And then right hand comes down. Walk your hands to the middle of your mat. Rotate your feet. Tuck your chin. Awesome. Bend right knee, bend left knee. Sway the hips. Keep the torso forward, interlace your fingers behind your back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then straighten those elbows as the arms may come up towards the ceiling, and if you can't get there, maybe they just stay on your lower back, or maybe they drift over your head a bit. One more deep, full breath. Release your arms, bring the hands up to the hips, flatten your back like a table, lift the chin. Come all the way up. Nice. Inhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let's do a starfish. So arms open up. Get bigger, 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 bigger. And then elbows bend so the hands and elbows get parallel to the floor, or the triceps are parallel to the floor. And then rotate your heels in, toes out, and bend those knees. So the knees come right over the ankles. So this is goddess pose. So hands and elbows draw back. Lift the heart. A little bit of movement so you can bring the weight to the heels. Ribs and belly draw in, so tuck the tailbone. Let's take the hands and the elbows together. Squeeze them. Elbows up and down. Open them up. Let's take those fingers to the backs of the ears. And then take your right elbow. Draw it towards your right knee, hip, or thigh. May touch it, may not, and it's okay. But keep the opposite elbow back so the heart stays open. So a little bit of side bend. You can even engage the right side to engage the obliques. Inhale, come on up. Let's do the other side. Left elbow, left thigh, or knee, or hip. Right elbow is drawn back. Inhale, come on up. Let's do it one more time. Right elbow down. Inhale. Left elbow down. Back to center. Hands come together at the front. Straighten the knees. Rotate your toes towards the front of your mat and step your foot forward. Rotate your palms open. Tadasana. Bend and straighten the knees. Little wag of the tail. Shake out the hands. And then let's bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Lift the gaze, chin and chest. Exhale, fold forward. Another inversion here. Let's bend the knees a little bit so the belly can touch the thighs. And then you're going to slowly straighten one knee and then switch it, straighten the other knee, or get that knee straighter. Switch again. So you're kind of swaying the hips from side to side. Nice. Back to center. Tuck the chin more. Shake the head. And then inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees. Plant the hands. Walk yourself all the way back. Top of a push-up. And let's lift the hips. Down dog. Another inversion. So the head is below the heart. You're going to pedal the feet and knees. Wag the tail. Shake the head. All right, drop the knees down, point your toes, lift the torso on up. All right, so we're on the knees with a nice long spine. Let's do a little bit through the hips. So extend your right leg out to the right, root your right foot down, and then we're going to take the right thumb and the crease of the right hip. We're going to give ourselves a little massage here. This is a very complex area, this whole region where the leg connects to the pelvis. We just want to make sure that we got a sense of what's going on there. And then once we know what's happening, we're going to take the V shape of the hand into the hip, and we're going to press a little bit down. We may start to feel it in the groin. Now I want to be careful that you don't have an arch in your back. So you're going to take ribs and belly in, tailbone draws a little bit forward, so the pelvis rotates forward. And so we're getting a sensation of that right groin. Now we're going to extend the left arm up. This may be enough. If you're really tight in the groin, you can just stay here. But if you need a little bit more, you're going to slide that left arm over the left ear. And with this movement, you may start to feel that right groin. So try not to collapse in the torso. So tailbone tucks, hand presses down, regulate the sensation. One more deep full breath. Nice inhale, come on up. And then we're just going to switch. So left hand to left hip, bend the right knee, bring that right knee down. Oh, I should have told you, if you're feeling, of course, at any point, if you're ever feeling something in the joints, so if you're feeling anything in the knees, slide something soft underneath it. Extend your left leg. And that goes for any of the joints, the ankles, the hips, the shoulders, right? So support. So extend the left leg, take the left thumb, and just kind of search around for any sensitive parts into the hip joint. And then the ribs in the belly draw in, tuck the tailbone, and then press that little V part of the thumb index finger down into the hip. Right arm reaches up. And then extend this right arm over the right ear. Until you feel enough, you'll feel extension through right ribs, maybe the outside of the right shoulder. You can play a little bit with the right hand by rotating it down or open, so back and forward. Tuck the tailbone. Big inhale. Slow exhale. Nice inhale, come back to center, right hand to right hip, bend the left knee, stay onto the knees here. Let's flip our toes under, bring our thumbs to our lower back, and we're going to start to draw the shoulder blades and the elbows towards one another as we lift the heart, chin and chest. So see if you can draw the hips a little bit forward so the quadriceps are perpendicular to the floor. Maybe this is enough. If you do need a little bit more, the hands can reach back for the heels, maybe the fingertips. If you feel like you need more, you can drop the creases or the thumbs to the heels, or point the toes. Maybe you can come back. It's a little bit too much for me. Lift the heart, chin and chest. And if the hands are to the floor or the heel, bring them towards the lower back and slowly lift yourself on up. And then we're gonna come into table pose, so hands down. Give yourself a round or two of cat-cow to make sure that lower back is okay. Sometimes the transition from camel pose to any other pose can give your lower back a little bit of a shock. So make sure that lower back feels good. And then we're going to move into child's pose. Hips towards heels, forehead towards the ground, and soften the shoulders. So we're going to do a little variation of getting on the top of our head. If you have any neck issues, I want you to be very careful through these next movements and stop when you feel that it's that you're really nice and comfortable, right? So don't press it or push it if you have any neck issues. So in child's pose, we're just going to interlace our fingers in front of us. And we're going to bring the elbows about shoulders distance apart. And then we'll start to lift the torso on up. We're going to open up the hands, and we're going to take the crown of our head towards the floor, so our hands are cradling our head. This may be perfect right here. So this still is an inversion, and it's a little bit more gentle on the neck. You're pressing the forearms into the ground, and you're having full extension of the shoulders. So the arms are doing most of the work. Your head is just barely resting onto the ground. So if anything, you may start to feel some fatigue in the arms. If you need a little bit more, you can roll over your toes and lift your knees as if you're in down dog legs. So you're still pressing through the arms and you're staying here. For more, you walk the feet closer. And if you do have a practice of headstand, it's knees towards belly, and then very slowly extend the feet up towards the ceiling. Again, you're pressing the arms into the ground, you're tucking the tailbone, and you're squeezing. Stay here as long as you need to. Sometimes I like to stay about a minute, but if I'm feeling fatigued, I come out. So when you're ready, if you're in a headstand, knees towards belly, feet down. Everybody move back into child's pose. Rock the head side to side. Hands under shoulders, gently lift yourself on up. Now we're in hero's pose, so bring the knees closer together. And then we're just going to interlace the fingers behind the back, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then we're going to move the head a bit. So right and left, big circles. We just really want to make sure the neck is taken care of. Nice. And then take the hands to the base of the neck, a little massage. And then bring the hands forward, come into table, and then cross the ankles, roll over your feet, and extend your legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Take the hands and tap the thighs, and let's go all the way to our back. Once we get to our back, bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor, windshield wipe your knees side to side, and make sure the lower back feels pretty good. And then we're going to draw the knees towards the belly. We're going to squeeze here. A little rock from side to side. Lift your feet up towards the ceiling. So candlestick. So you got some options. So candlestick is hips are down, feet are up towards the ceiling. If your hamstrings are a little tight, you could slide a pillow or a blanket or a bolster underneath the lower sacrum, or you could take the palms of the hands down and slide the hands underneath the hips. This is a nice way to kind of give yourself a little support. So stay here if this is comfortable, but we're going to get into shoulder stance if it's okay with the neck again. So you're going to lift the hips up off the ground. You're going to take the hands to the lower sacrum, and we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades and elbows together. And then once we support ourselves, we're going to bring the toes up over our head towards the floor. May touch, may not, and that's okay. But the knees are straight. You may start to feel some extension through the lower back. And then you're going to lift the feet up towards the ceiling. So now we're in shoulder stance. So in shoulder stance or candlestick, you can stay just like this and breathe. Or you can move your legs around. So you can go from side to side. You can go front to back. You can make some circles with the legs, right? You can ride a bicycle clockwise, counterclockwise, or forward and backwards. You can cross and stack knee on top of knee. You can come into lotus if you can get there, or cross-legged pose. So really anything that feels pretty good, and the legs go right ahead. One more deep full breath. Again, this is another inversion. So if you're in candlestick where the hips are still down, you stay there. And if you're in shoulder stance, you're going to come back into plow. So you're going to take those feet up over the head. You're going to draw the toes towards the floor. And if you can stay there, you can take the hands off the lower back. Bend the knees so the knees come towards the temples of the forehead. Give yourself a breath. And all the people in plow, you're going to lower the hips down. So we're all going to be in candlestick. So hips are down, feet are up, and we're going to move into fish pose. So you're going to root your elbows into the ground. Your fingertips are facing straight up, so like you got robot arms. The knees stay straight. And then you're going to lower your heels towards the floor slowly. Push your elbows into the ground. Lift your torso up. And then look behind you and then rest on the crown of your head as the feet or heels find the floor. The fingers can rest on the hips. Or if you're comfortable with fish, you can lift your arms and legs up off the ground. One more deep full breath. If the arms and legs off the ground, slowly lower them down. Everyone push through your elbows, come off the crown of your head, lay flat. And then move your head side to side. So right ear towards the floor, left ear towards the floor. Bend the knees, bring the feet to the ground. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then take your right knee, stack it on top of the left knee, and let the knees drop to the right. Arms open up nice and wide. So it's like your right shin is inviting the left knee towards the floor. You'll start to feel some extension and length through the left side body, maybe even the lower sacrum or the back. Give yourself a big inhale, slow exhale. So one of the methods of allowing the mind to be clear or cleaned, it's working through some different variations of asana. So the mind is thinking about where are we going, what are we doing, and everything else is put on hold. And as we do inversions, that nice fresh oxygen blood to the brain, it almost is like a little reset. So we get a little bit more creative, maybe be a little smarter. You never know. Knees come back up to center. I don't know if you're going to be smarter. Unwrap your legs. Left knee on top of right knee. I'm not a neurosurgeon. All right, so let's let the knees drop to the left. Soften the lower back, soften the right hip. Chin drops towards the right shoulder. Big inhale, slow exhale. We're starting to wind down from practice, so what we can do now with all these inversions in this head fairly open and available, we can start to allow ourselves to be a little bit more in present moment by deepening the breath. So give a couple really big inhalations through the nose, exhalations out the mouth. Give yourself a moment to feel the entire body. And then draw those knees back up to center. Unfold the legs. Draw the knees towards the belly. Take the hands to the kneecaps. And then you're going to make some really big circles with the knees. You're going to go one direction. And then you're going to go the other direction. And then you're going to open up the knees a little wider, draw the thighs towards the sides of the ribs, rock side to side. And then take the hands in between the legs, grab the bottoms of the feet, lift your ankles up over your knees in a happy baby. Open up those legs nice and wide as you draw the thighs towards the rib cage. And then you're going to straighten as best you can the right knee, so the right foot comes out to the right. And then switch, straighten that left knee as it comes out to the left. And then both of them together, see if you can straighten them a little bit more. Oh yeah. And then release the feet. Let's go into a little Shavasana. Heels towards the corners of the mat. Externally rotate your thighs. And then take the palms of the hands on the eyes. Soften the fingers. And now relax your lower back. And relax your legs. The arms are working a little bit here as they stay on the face. But relax your jaw. See if you can allow your eyes to float away from each other in their sockets. And then see if you can soften the right hemisphere of your brain in the skull. Soften the left hemisphere of the brain in the skull. Take a big inhale through your nose, exhale with sound. And then interlace your fingers around the back of your head. So rest the head onto the hands. Allow your elbows to drop towards the floor. A moment to be here. Feel the air on your skin, the way that your clothes hang on your body. Feel gravity as it just supports you. In this moment, you are complete, you are whole, and you are connected. Nothing to think about, everything to feel. Start to bring your ankles towards one another. Take your hands out from the back of your head. Keep your fingers interlaced and swivel your palms up, away from you towards the wall behind you. Squeeze the biceps together. Stretch. And then bend the knees and take the hands to the shins as you squeeze. Lift the head and shoulders off the ground and do a little ball, little rock from side to side. Take your right arm over your head and roll to your right side. And give yourself a moment here. Big inhale. Slow exhale. Pressing your hands into the floor, gently bring yourself up into a comfortable seat. Hands to knees or thighs, so you lengthen through torso. Take a nice big inhale, slow exhale. Hands come together, thumbs towards the heart. Take a nice big inhale again. Exhale again. Namaste. Nice work, yogis. If you like this practice, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments about calming the mind down, leave it in the comment section below. Come join me tomorrow for the 5th day of our 8-day spring cleaning series. Make sure you subscribe so you can stay in tuned to all my practices. See you soon. Take care of yourself. Peace.